All sports evolve over time, which usually means that performances improve rapidly at first and eventually start leveling off. At that point, you often hear people saying that the sport has reached its limits and that the records will never be broken again. But is that true? And if so, why? To answer this, let's look at how a sport develops until it reaches that stagnation point and start with an overall explanation. First, a sport is created, sometimes casually, sometimes deliberately, and it progressively grows in popularity. As more and more people practice it, a key moment comes, the split between practicing it as a hobby and training for competition. Some people realize the sport can be played competitively, which attracts athletes who enjoy the challenge, while others continue training in a more recreational or health-oriented way. If, in addition, that sport can generate revenue through registration fees, sponsors, broadcasting rights, and so on, then that competitive side develops even faster. This separation drives progress. Competition brings money, and money brings research into sport-specific performance. From here, the sport evolves in two parallel directions. Casual players improve thanks to training methods inspired from elite athletes, while the same elite athletes push the sport forward thanks to innovation and discoveries made to improve performance. But eventually, progress slows. Why? Because performance depends on a limited number of factors, not an infinite list. Once all major factors have been optimized, progress becomes harder. You reach a ceiling. From there, the only way forward is to find new methods of enhancing performance. Let's take a closer look at how this typically happens throughout the history of a sport. Once competition begins, athletes start training more, which quickly raises performance levels. Then, coaches and experts study the sport and create training methods and strategies to maximize performance. That's why, for example, soccer saw the early development of structured drills for passing, shooting, and dribbling, foundations that are still used today, of course with some refinements. As the sport grows, children begin practicing at younger ages, which both increases the pool of potential prodigies and allows younger athletes to develop earlier, which raises the overall level even further. From there, eventually, academies and training centers appear alongside with youth leagues, which strengthen the sport's foundation even more. The next stage is the adoption of new training methods. A famous example is the rise of strength and conditioning. By turning skilled players into true athletes, you enhance their capabilities. They run faster, lift heavier, recover quicker, resist injuries better, and can overall train harder. This was once considered revolutionary, and today we're seeing the same process with mental preparation, which is becoming a bigger and bigger focus in many sports. Alongside all this, both athletes and coaches gain experience, which adds another layer of performance. And finally, when strategies, training methods, and athletes are highly optimized, performance gains often depend on technology. Think of lighter fabrics for runners, carbon-plated shoes for marathoners, or high-tech swimsuits for swimmers. Many sports are now at that stage. Some technologies are being banned for being too advantageous, while experts are searching for some new innovations, whether new monitoring tools or advanced load management methods to squeeze out some marginal gains. At this point, many sports are waiting for the arrival of a prodigy who can break the mold. Basketball is witnessing this right now with Victor Wembanyama. His combination of size and skills was one thought impossible, but his performances are challenging established assumptions, which may spark new developments in the sport. In short, sports evolve as new performance factors are discovered and optimized, but once they're all exhausted, the sport's progress slows down or eventually stops in a plateau until new breakthrough appears, whether it is technological, methodological, or individual. If this subject interests you, talk with experts in a specific sport. They can explain which factors they try to act on to improve and push the boundaries of performance. And with that, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, suggestions, or anything else, feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you want to contact me straight through my social medias, the links are in the description. I'll see you next Sunday, and until then, train hard, stay consistent, and never forget, make yourself proud.